Hey everybody, welcome to NJcaligardener Family. I am NJcaligardener. Welcome to our channel. Today I want to show you guys how to air layer your citrus trees. Let's begin. Alright ladies and gentlemen, we're about to air layer our Royal Blood Orange. Okay, we got this last year and it only has one fruit on it so far. And I said, why not give it a try? I was trying to figure out when was the best time to do this, and I was told by a professional grower that here in the Central Valley of California, I'm in Zone 9B, this is the best time when it's extremely hot, so we're going to give it a try. One of the things you're going to need, your materials are like a little plastic sandwich bag, or you can use a cup, clear cup, or a clear bottle. You're also going to need to hold something to grow, and that is sphagnum peat moss or potting soil. You can use sphagnum peat moss with perlite if you wanted to. Some people use perlite. It's up to you. But I'm going to mix ours with potting soil and sphagnum peat moss just to give it, let's get under it because we need some shade, just to give it some well protection and drainage. Another thing you're going to need is a pocket knife, a knife, or a grafting knife, something to expose that cambium layer. All right, so we're going to use also root hormone. All right, so I'm gonna try to get close up. Oh, almost forgot, you're gonna need something to tie it up with, so I'm trying to get close as possible as we do this, and I think we're good enough, but let me just see here. Excuse me for the shaking, y'all. I want to make sure we get this. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Give me a second. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Excuse me, plant. All right, I got me some extra water here because what I want to do, I wanted to, first of all, you want to make sure that you know where you're going to cut. Okay, so I know I'm going to cut. My finger is there. I just want to make sure I'm going to cut, and now I want to scratch it a little bit. I'm not going to do like a cut through. I'm just going to scratch it. Just to see what happens. And I'm saying this again, that this is the best time to do this for the Central Valley area, which in the summer start to air layer. It takes up to like 30 days to see results. So we gotta put in our calendar when we did this, okay? And I'm gonna be very careful. And this is a new branch. All right, let me get a little closer here so you can see what I'm talking about. This is a new branch. All right, you can see where I scratched it a little bit here. And then also, now that it's exposed, I want to wet it a little bit. You want to keep it moist, all right? Now, I'm going to turn the camera around. Because we need Excuse me off for the shaking here. I'm trying to get this camera right here. Yeah, there we go. We want to soak our sphagnum peat moss. I'm gonna take it in that pot. It might be a little bit too much. Use your hands if you want to. You don't have to. But you want to make sure. Okay, guys. So I'm sorry about that, but the phone cut off, got overheated. So what I did was I basically mixed everything, gained the water, make sure it's nice and moist. And now I have my soil and my peat moss. I have my, let me get in here, y'all. I got my soil and my peat moss in this bag. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna measure this out a little bit because you wanna make sure that you don't overdo it. Okay, like this, like so. You measure it. But first, before we do anything, we're gonna add our root hormone to this. And you can use your finger, use the glove, you know, if you don't want to get the powder on your hand. And I'm just gonna coat it real good. You know, like so. Don't want the powder on the bag really, but that's alright. But make sure it's coated real good. And this stuff does wonders if you do it right. Try not to get the powder in your face. Okay. Now that we basically covered this up where our cyan was exposed, okay. Now we're gonna add this bag here, and we're gonna basically cut a hole and make sure it's straight a line, like so. Try not to go too deep. All right. Okay, and we know all right, so now I gotta make sure that it's even a little bit more further down. It's not. I have to be careful. And then all right, there we go. Now you're trying to figure out how we're gonna do this. I got some string here. Make sure it's on properly. And you can poke holes on this. Just make sure that, you know, everything is well drained. That moisture is really drained. And I gotta be very careful. So I don't want to break our branch here. And this is a temporary string here. I want to use the my other twine, but we're gonna use what we have right now. We may just keep it on here. I don't know. You want to make sure it's on tight. All right, guys, we're back. I just want to go do an overview of what we did. Basically, we exposed the cambium layer by scratching it. Instead of pulling it back, we scratched it. Once that cambium layer was exposed, we then wet it, and then we coated that cambium layer with root hormone. Okay, you could do the powder or the gel. Then we basically took our sandwich bag with our potting soil and peat moss. You could just use peat moss if you wanted to, or just potting soil. But I wanted to make sure that it was protected and that our soil amendment or amendment itself is basically was well drained. Then we lined our sandwich bag. You could do a gallon freezer bag, whatever you have, depending on the size of that tree and that branch. We basically lined it up with the cambium layer to make sure that we actually have it accurate, and then we cut it and then wrapped it like a taco with the hole exposed to that canvas layer. That way it's all the way in, and then we basically tied it up with our wire, and or you can use, let me get it, you can use butcher's twine. All right, and then now all we have to do is cover it either with aluminum foil or a plastic bag, and that helps for the roots to grow properly, because from what I learned that the roots will the roots basically like a dark environment. From what I learned, I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but for us here in the Central Valley, this is the best time to air layer. And I also overheard that December is a great time too. I'm not sure, but this is our first time doing, well, our second time doing this, and our first time this year actually doing this. But last year we did it with our, I believe it was our Meyer lemon. However, this is the more blood orange, and we're hoping for the best. What I'm going to do too is, so that the sun won't scorch this air layer, we're going to rotate our more blood orange facing the wall where the air layer is going to face the wall, and so that the sun won't get it, and also that it can stay warm through the fall and winter months. It takes about 30 days to 60 days, and once we have roots, we're going to cut it. So we're praying and hoping for the best. This is our second attempt, and we're so grateful, and we can't wait to see what happens. Please like, share, subscribe to our channel. Thank you to every new subscriber who subscribed to our channel. The NJcaligardener family like to say, once you subscribe, you are now considered family. Remember to hit like, hit the notification bell, and comment below on what you would like to air layer if you have a fruit tree or even a shrub. This is NJcaligardener family saying thank you for watching. Until next time, peace.